Ultimate Canada. It is an Ultimate Canada Championship. Do quite a bit. Terry Lynn, the TD, or one of the TDs at least, for this tournament, and she is the de facto events manager now at Ultimate Canada. Denny Saunders not here, but we miss him terribly. If you can hear that in the background, that is in fact the York team warming up. The York School warming up with a little pump-up cheer. So Ultimate Canada, very important in terms of organizing this sport. They've done quite a bit, as have all of you as members, to move the sport forward in Canada. I'll speak a little bit about juniors development throughout the game just to give added commentary, and that's because many of these teams don't have background, so I need to fill airtime with basically my own opinions and thoughts. But a little bit of insight as well to those of you who are new to Ultimate or new to following Ultimate. So we're going to shift over here right now to the York team. They had a little bit of interesting warm-up going. This game on live.imultimate.com. You'll have noticed other streams. If you check our YouTube channel, you'll find quite a few videos on there, getting better in quality over time. And Newmarket now. Well, just missed their warm-up as well. It seems I'm a little bit slow right now, off the mark. But we'll get the game at the very least captured, or well captured. So if you are new to Ultimate, this is the third Canadian High School Ultimate Championships. It first year was right here in Mississauga, Brampton, at these Brampton, same fields but a little bit further north. Last year was Montreal, and then this year it is back here in the GTA. And the chat I've had in the past is we really wish that we had a little bit more in terms of development in other parts of Canada, and that is coming over time. And we're off with the first pull. Newmarket receiving in yellow, taking it to the middle there. Zone coming out from York right away. Interesting strategy. Probably because we're going to see it from a lot of these teams. Big Huck. Now Huck is a deep boxed out, and a great D right to start. That is Riley there, apparently from the sideline. Scuba over the top. Now sitting at midfield, but rather close to the line. Back to the Riley. Zone as well. Another hammer over the top, and that is how you beat a zone. We'll see if there's any receiver, but there is a call further back. And the disc is going to go back. Riley motioning, where are we going? Newmarket now switching to man, going one-on-one. There actually appears to be a problem with the field. And so they're checking the line at this time to make sure that the field is correct. And it appears someone had moved a cone, and it appears to be the far cone that was probably moved. So just a little bit of a pause and play here. So once again, if you're joining us, in purple is York, and in yellow, Newmarket. Both of these teams just coming off of a win in their last game. This game is for 5th. Riley, the big pull. We'll get that umbrella moved as well shortly, the one on the sideline. And a point there. Possibly. Actually, no, not a point. It is a turn. Newmarket now with the disc. Zone again. Breakthrough, but just pops out a little bit. Fortunately, Riley again with the disc. He appears to be the primary handler. You can see him there, number 61. Looking for the front of the end zone there. Riley again, primary movement here. And it was D in corner by Newmarket. Newmarket adjusting here, calling for things to be a little bit tighter, but they have no deep option right now. Riley's quite deep, just slapping his face there a little bit or holding it. Tight cup there. And unfortunately, no call for double team there. Would have been completely acceptable. Home force. And easy in finally. York going up first with a break. All right, York now going to start with the pull. Calling for Big D. We're probably going to see a zone out of York again. A little bit of a quick low pull. Looking to trap it on the line. This is going to be tricky for her to get off. And a good wide mark, and unfortunately not a quick movement has resulted in a hand block now. York wanting to put it deep, but he's going to dump it. A little bit of clustering now around the disc with the handlers. Looking for a dump, Gets an upfield dump. Calls from the sideline for Jeff. Jeff now with the disc, number 23. Far side, number 40, puts it in the end zone. Great grab just outside of the end zone. And point once again for York, another break. That zone really paying off there for York.
Let's go, Newmarket.
Gonna have to see some adjustment here. Quite obviously all friends here. Coach puts a little bit, or sideline puts a little bit of energy into the Newmarket line by telling them to get to the line faster. It's only 2-0 at this point. It's an early game. If you're a fan of Ultimate, or at least you know for much about Ultimate history, in recent memory, you know of finals that teams have gone down 10 and come back to win. Another pole goes out of bound here. There seems to be a bit of trouble with the wind. It has picked up, probably closer to what it was yesterday than earlier today. Once again, very tight here on the sideline. Cup is putting a lot of pressure on Mac with the disc now. Good movement here through the middle of the field. Good flow. Fortunately, a nice try, but just slips out. Riley now with the disc. In coverage now, one-on-one man. Great box out. Great D there. There should be no foul call, and it is waved off. Oh wait, I guess there is a foul call. They're sending it all the way back to Riley. Let's see if they huck it again. Sideline calling quite correctly to create some space. Home force here, looking for no break. There's really clustery around the disc. Got a piece of that. A little bit too much dependence. Mac is going to huck it. Sorry. There we got the disc now. It's a little bit tricky right now with the wind. Coverage there, unfortunately, we can't see because of an umbrella, and it has been dropped, however. It calls for a strong wind, and it's absolutely right. There seems to be a little energy lost from the Newmarket side here. Attempt to actually throw it up line. There's a bit of confusion now who's on each player. Player open deep, and great D there on the sideline. Seems to be Newmarket just hucking it rather than actually handling it. There's possibly a foul called on the mark, and it is coming right back.
Let's go, Mac.
Or actually stalled down. Should be an open shot in the end zone, but being a bit more conservative. And Newmarket gets their point. A long point. Both teams having some issues with the wind, but good coverage from both sides as well. Newmarket now pulling. Let's see if they have issues with the wind as well. This is their first pull of the game. Great lady pull. It's going to go right to the corner of an end zone. And this is fantastic position. We have an umbrella blocking us once again on the field position. Riley moving that for us. York stuck a little bit. Unfortunately, sideline handlers not necessarily there to help out. Once again, the wind pushing that to the ground. Very difficult now for them at this point. We're going to see if the zone comes out again. Forces it into the corner. And wind gusting at the same time. No zone at this point. It's a good put though. Looking for break. This is dangerous, them coming back closer and closer to the line.
Low, 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 low.
Stay on that guy.
Zone is now melting for York. There's now there's help. Gets tipped. And great play from Newmarket there to break. Feels like that it's going to go with the wind at this point. So we're back at evens now. However, York still up a break. I hope I don't have the scores incorrect, but I'll double check on it as well.
Live stream can't see the score. Don't worry about it. We have the scoreboard on. Good.
Spectators letting me know that it is 2-2 for Newmarket. So definitely biased on this side. And then we have York sitting right behind them. So hopefully we'll get a brawl, and then we can bring that to you as well on the live stream. It's a good pull into the wind. Riley picks up, moves it right to the middle. He is definitely their primary handler. He's a short, quick rotation, quick movement handler. What you'll definitely see at the higher levels. Travel called by Mac. Perhaps a little bit of a run on by the player there. And unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a second handler there to help, or someone who's calling. Mac now trapped. Breaks out. A little bit of error there. Unfortunately dropped there in the middle. It looked like a good throw as well. Riley with the disc now. Puts it up over the top. It's going to be a little bit of battle, and just picked off. Newmarket a little bit frustrated with themselves, but that is a tough angle to defend from. York now leads 3-2. Once again, if you're watching at home, let others know about this stream. live.imultimate.com. You can also Give us your thoughts. Email us live at iamultimate.com or on Twitter at iamultimate. High school championships in its third year, very important for juniors development overall. It follows a mixed team format, which of course as of this year no longer exists in, or as of last year no longer exists in at the juniors level. You either have open or women's. And many of these players very strong and will be playing in their own gender divisions as well, moving forward throughout this season. But great for development as well. A little bit of flow here, and just being stopped as well at the same time. Wind's gone down a little bit, but just flat over the top pass, looking to swing it, needs to swing it. Ooh, bit risky. Looking deep, there are no deep options. Good pop there through the zone. Now this is the break that they need. They need to take advantage right here. Move through the middle. And they've got space there. They've got cutters over the top, but they're not using them just yet. So anytime there's an overcommitment by a marker or a defender, that opens up upfield options, and Newmarket needs to be springing on that, taking advantage of that. York now with the disc has a chance to break. Checking it at the line, which is in fact not the end zone there. They're a little bit further back. Big Huck goes up. This should be caught. Great field position as well. Riley again with a disc. Here's a dump, puts a laser up through the middle. Great pass. Great pace on it as well. Now he's coming up. He's got the swing. And he's going to call foul. That is a good foul call.
Audible. Yeah.
Now getting it outside, just outside the end zone. They need to move to a vertical stack or some sort of formation in the end zone here, so they can move it around. It should be easy to flip as well. And that's what it is. York now up 4-2. And just as the beginning of the game, we had a 2-0 run and then a reply by Newmarket. We're looking for another reply at this point. Pretty spirited game as well. Both teams having good discussions. Pretty friendly. Newmarket lacking a player, need a 7th. But just a little bit under focus, it seems. Your coach very chipper on the sideline. One of the interesting things about watching high school championships or junior championships is to see who will come up through these teams to the touring level. Many players, they hit the adult division and they stop playing simply because they might not be able to keep up athletically. And at this level, there's quite a bit of parity and capability between all of the teams, at least at the high end. But at the university level, they might suddenly just drop off. It's tough physically when you get to that sudden jarring experience of hitting adults, the adult divisions, and playing against players who've been playing for 10 or 15 years at the actual touring level. Mack now with a disc. Moves it up easy, nicely done, but needs to reset. And a foul is called, and that is a legitimate foul call. Riley providing instructions from the sideline. Good grab there on the sideline, but having a lot of troubles with the resets, just taking too long.
Come on, get with him, Will.
There's need more options upfield. Great backhand break. And finally, a nice, easy point there for Newmarket. In the end, they started off a little bit tricky, and the issue appears to be entirely surrounding how they reset. And how and when they reset, and just how they can get that after that first pass, things going and moving. So now 4-3 the score, with York leading. Newmarket now heading downwind, have a good opportunity to break. It's a good deep pull once again. Lands in the end zone. Great upline grab by Riley, and then a big huck. Mack there for the D. He needs to move it again quickly. So again, back to the middle.
Nice grab, Ryan.
Mack again with the disc. His primary handlers here. He's waving the disc, and there's some call for deep. Look, calling it deep. And a nice pull by Mack. Good deep huck. Unfortunately, it seemed to be a little bit late. They had no other options at that point. And as said, their deep game is working. In fact, the deep game for both teams is fairly good. Timeout now called by the York coach. And it's a good timeout call as well. They've gone up 2-0, tied up 2s, gone up 4-2, and then tied up at 4s again. It might be a little bit frustrating for some of the players for this timeout to actually be called, but it is a good call. They need to refocus. They need to get these points, and they need to be playing steady. See if we can get a better shot here. There we go. Timeouts for both teams. Actually, York has taken the first timeout for this game. So as stated previously, high school championships good for juniors development in general. Why? Because they play more. It also gives us at the higher level and coaches a chance to see who the up-and-coming players are. We see them at juniors as well, and then who will actually be on Team Canada going forward for U19. Many of those players end up on the U23 team, and WFDF U23 championships coming up at York later this year.
Mac, you want more water?
Timeout now over. York receiving at the west end of the field. Newmarket will be pulling. This will be interesting to see. What strategy they come out with. Newmarket most likely going with a zone. It would be a good trap zone. Wind is not assisting or helping York in this game whatsoever. If you do want to contact us, email us at live@imultimate.com. Do our best to get to your email. Sorry, the pull has gone up. I was just looking at my email. Fast count called, so that's going to give us a bit of time to get the camera to the play. Riley now with the disc. No in cuts available. And unfortunately, eyes and focused on a particular receiver did not see the cutter come through and bring their defender in as well. Force away called. Now this is a good call in terms of a force. Force is going to throw flicks. What's going to happen is that the disc is actually going to get pushed to the ground. Looking for a deeper throw, but need the options. Good, easy dump. Now they need handlers again. Riley comes all the way back down the pitch. And defended by Newmarket. Fortunately, just a little bit too floaty. Get rid of that score there as well for you. Sorry, a number of things happening, and right today I'm the only one running the whole show. Normally I have helpers, but not today. And there's a call. There was a foul on the mark during the throw. So the disc will go back if it wasn't contested. If it was contested, it'll go back, but the count will stay. Tie now with the disc in the middle. A little bit tough there in terms of that dump position. This is going to come back up quite a bit. Riley with the disc, checks it in. Disc is in play now. Good box out there. And a foul called on the throw, so it'll come right back. And we'll get to do it again. Or at least we hope we'll get to do it again. It is most likely that Riley will look to do something much safer. It is a tough angle though. Layout bid there. Will puts it down the line, and it was chilly call. Foul called on that throw that came right back. A little bit of coaching there on the field from Riley. He's a little bit frustrated. Probably one of the more experienced players on the team. And Riley gets the D there. Just easy interception. Throws it up line to Will. Riley throws a hammer, and he has relied a lot on those hammers. And younger players typically are a little bit more reliant on certain throws that they haven't quite perfected yet. Over time, though, they'll probably get it just right. You can definitely see the wind now. affecting the disc, especially here closer to the sideline. Very close marks here. And big hug. Let's see where it ends up. And a great point there. It's a point for Newmarket. And that is tricky for York, as it is now evens. They're right back to where they started at the beginning of the game, as if Newmarket had kept possession. Score is 5-4. Thank you to our spectators for confirming it. As you can see on your screen, Newmarket in yellow, York in purple. First half score so far 5-4. Newmarket was receiving at the beginning of the game, went down 2 breaks, came back to tie it up. 2-2, still down a break, then went down 4-2, and then since then have gone on a 3-0 run to come back 5-4. And York now in a position that they need to get this point. Quite an exciting 5th place match that we have here. Few requests as to what's happening next in terms of who's in the 3rd place match. SJP, I believe, is one of those teams. The other team might be... Actually, I'm not quite sure who the other team is. Now, I'll find out and I'll let you know. Just doing some give and goes here, but they need to be... they need to be looking at some more cuts here. Cup, good 4-person cup, and just forced it through the middle. And unfortunately, pops up. Or sorry, hits the ground. Northern now coming through in red. They will be one of the teams in the finals. And we expect SJR from Manitoba to be the other team. Foul called on the throw. Comes back to Newmarket now. Chance to break. And not yet in. Mac with the disc. Oh, just 3 quick flips, all force side. And Newmarket now up 6-4. See if York can go on the run. A bit of a change in energy. So the finals are likely SJR versus Northern, who defeated SJP. So SJP is one of the other teams in the 3rd place match. Wind steady. It's about 22, 23 Celsius in the shade. Quite a bit warmer in the sun. As the first outdoor tournament of the season for many of these players. It's definitely something that's testing them. Short pull. Hits the ground right about there. And sends a little bit of bladey throw over the top. And that was unfortunate. Riley getting a little bit frustrated, it seems like, with his options. And the team itself not doing so well, but great recovery there. Hand block. Once again, just everyone running by. Good dump and swing there. Get flow started. I apologize for not catching that. It's a little bit tricky to see both the camera screen and when we're actually streaming at the same time. And out of bounds, Riley sends a big huck up, but the Newmarket player's just a little bit faster. Riley just expressing a little bit of frustration there. What else can he do other than put up a nice, easy throw? And unfortunately, sometimes you have to recognize when other players are faster.
Holy shit! Step
Not advisable. It was a no-look dunk.
Make the force clear!
Tom! Thomas! Up! Cooper, Parker, Rachel. David, Mac, home, Jill, Becky.
Joke there. Careful not to go down 2 breaks.
Run it off. Jog it off. Jog it off.
It was very tricky there from a Newmarket perspective. They definitely had the disc a few times and inexperience showing through. We definitely can't judge these players the same way that we judge touring players throughout the season. Newmarket still up 6-5. Is York going to go man, or are they going to go zone? Riley will be pulling the disc. Feels like I'm saying that name quite a bit, but probably because he's one of the few people that I know of. Decent pull, away force called, so it is going to be man. Great pressure there on the with the mark. Has to bail with a blade across that. Just trickiness in catching it. Stall down called. It's dangerous. And ooh, and a little bit of a hospital pass there. He's very fond of those blades. Those big OI throws. There were options upfield there. And the call is going to be that they are OB. Out is called, and the player called himself out. Still a little bit of discussion as to what's happened there. They're going to send the disc back because they don't know whether that was in or out. And in Ultimate, of course, you can do that. There are do-overs. You'll notice there are no refs anywhere, so these players have had to make these decisions for themselves as per the rules. Great upline cut. And they walked it in, but there might be a pick call or an out as to where was that thrower.
Y-O!
So the question is going to be, once again a discussion, and that sideline on that side isn't marked with an actual line. Rather, you have to perceive where it is from the cones, and it is the 2 cones that must define it. So they're going to do it again.
It's pretty tight over there.
Riley looking to come back with a disc over here now as well at the same time, and unfortunately drops it. Throw a little bit behind him. Big huck going up here, right in the middle of the pitch, just off the fingertips. Riley again with a throw across field. It's done well. This one stays flatter. Run out of bounds, but brought back in. Riley switching it up right on the mark. Unfortunately slips out. We were adjusting to see where she would throw it afterwards.
Get off the line, Riley. Get it off the line.
Coach calling for it to be moved off the line, and he sends another big blade up over the top, and that one is in. So York breaks back, ties it up. We are now back to exactly where we were at the beginning of the game. 6s, which is essentially 0s. They're going to try and take a shorter game here as well. And so they're going to take half now at 6s. With York actually receiving, this is in their favor. This brought to you by this tournament here, actually, Canadian High School Ultimate Championships 2013, brought to you by Ultimate Canada, and of course ourselves, I Am Ultimate. So let's see if we can listen in a little bit to the coaches on the sideline here from the York side. Perhaps in a future year, we will actually get some of the players mic'd up. I think one of the things that we do want to do is see if we can actually get GoPros on these players and get live streams from the field. But at half, we stand at 6s. York seeded 8th coming to this tournament. Newmarket seeded 7th, now fighting for the 5th place spot. Both players, or all players on both sides, pretty keyed into this game. Well balanced. And as we go into the second half, York will be receiving on the right-hand side of the stream.
So right now it's quarter 2. Yeah. What time's the game supposed to be done? Let's stop that. 2:15 is game over. Game over. Yeah. I mean, I'd be fine playing it.
Shout out to Fuzzy Steve on the live feed, or on Twitter. What is the point cap? Well, the captains or the coaches actually just agreed that they take half at 6 on this game. So that means the second half should only be 5 points, so the game should be to 11. Of course, they can agree to anything they want, provided they have the field. So you can see in the middle of your screen right now, quick discussion happening as to what are they going to do. What is the game going to be up to? Now, if you want to contact us, you can email live at iamultimate.com or on Twitter at iamultimate. Just playing around with a few of the screens here as well. All right, here we go. Second half now. Going to be underway quite soon. 30 minutes of ultimate left or game to 11.
So it's an O line, right? Charlie has been on the
See if we listen again.
Hey, Gray, let's go. Girl wise, who has been on the Great. York on 2! 1, 2, York!
York is giving each of the captains, or sorry, coach is giving play time to several players that have not had it before. Pretty sure they appreciate it. They do need the experience. As I mentioned, the question will always be how many of these players will go on to play University Ultimate, and after that, how many will go on to tour. Some of the best high school programs in Canada out of the GTA, also out of Manitoba and the West Coast, and of course the major centers in Quebec. If you look at almost all of the under 19 players, they come out of 2 locations, the GTA and Vancouver. And if you look at the under 23 composition, it's the same. And at the Team Canada level, it starts to spread out a bit more. But that also depends on who is or who has won the actual championships as well. Thank you. So because these teams actually started the game a little bit late,
No line. Do not let them throw.
Riley now with a hammer upfield and a little bit of a kick block there to stop it. Those hammers have not been working for him in this game. Winds die down a bit. He's going to be looking for a big throw upfield if they can get it. Oh, great air battle there, and a bit of a foul call there. I think at this level, it is a good foul call because that was a bit of a dangerous play. At the higher levels, you would not get that call. They're going to talk about it. And they're going to say it was a turn. Disc is in. They're looking for Cutter's back with the disc. He sends it deep. Lots of players there under the disc. Oh, and he's been throwing a little bit of those earlier today. Riley once again with the disc. Great air battle. He comes down with it. Not very many options. Riley just wants that disc all the time. He wants to know that is a fighter. He's motioning. He's motioning. Unfortunately, disc just left there. Just a little bit too far.
Get there. Jules, you're with him.
Great deep put. And Mac just out of his reach. It looked good, but very tricky. Forcing home. They've got the zone up again, the cup.
Get there.
Running out with the disc. He's calling, motioning people's in. Mac with a very tight mark.
No line.
It's right on the line. Great grab midfield.
Get on there.
Really controlling the play, moving it. Definitely a team built around one handler, at least this line. Maybe he just takes ownership when he gets on there. Now, as soon as he gets to the red zone, this is where they have issues. Up until then, the disc had been moving well, but red zone issues. That one zipped right by. They're definitely taking, using their transitions well. Great grab. And is that it? Is that? There are 5 minutes left in this game. This game actually started late. Should have started at 12:35 or 12:45. The game is to 8, as has been called by the coaches. 7-6, Newmarket leads. They can take the game here. It is definitely the harder direction to score in.
Coach, you okay with that? Game to 8? Game to 8? Okay, great. 7-6 for you.
Guys, you have roughly 5 minutes left. So if you go from game to 8 and score down, then you call it a time.
We're going to call it a tie? Right. Right, which should be 7-all. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what we said, it was game over. Yeah, we're saying game to 8.
Coaches have chatted it out, or talked it out with the TD. It is game 2-8. Power lines from both teams. And just waiting. Pull now accepted. Big Lady Huck. Riley picks up the disc. Swing wide. She needs to keep moving it, and this is a dangerous position. They walked it, and in the last moment, the wind got the disc. You could see it just as it left his hand. Newmarket now trapped in a corner. But lots of options deep. Here we go. It's dropping. And just dropped off at the end. We got York now with the opportunity to tie the game up.
Claire, you got nobody. Go long. Claire, go long. You got nobody around you.
It's a
Go long.
it's a zone,
Make that guy come back.
and tried to go over the top.
Let's go, guys.
I know I've tried that before when I was younger. Here it is, Newmarket now with a chance to win. And a risky hammer brought down for 5th place. A good 5th place match. Very close, 8-6. Newmarket takes it. Well played by both sides. Stay tuned. We're going to follow this up with the finals. Northern has warmed up. They will be playing in red. We'll do a quick game recap. Newmarket going down 2 points early in this game, going down 2-0, battled back, and tied 6s at half. Newmarket took the 2 quick points to win the game at 8-6. It was a game with lots of zone, effective zone as well. Excellent disc movement, great hucks, and I think lots of talent on display. It's going to be exciting to see how these players develop over the next few years, right through university and into the touring scene. We certainly hope they will be there. I think the handlers, it was dominated the game for both sides. Definitely a game for them, and one where we look forward to seeing those young players and young handlers in the future. Stay tuned. If you have any questions, you can contact us at live@imultimate.com. You can also contact us on Twitter at imultimate. So stay tuned. In the next 5 minutes or so, we will start chatting about the finals.